Now, women's rights campaigners in Saudi Arabia are celebrating an unexpected victory. King Abdullah has announced that women will have the right to vote and to stand as candidates in local council elections. They're the only public polls that are held in the kingdom, but women will also be allowed to be appointed to the National Shura Council. That's the council that advises the king.
We have decided that women's participation in the Consultative Council should be approved as of the next term, within Sharia Islamic parameters. Second, as of the next elections, women will be entitled to run as candidates in local council elections.
Well, I'm joined on our set by Hatoon Al Fassi, a professor of women's history at the King Saud University in Riyadh. Thank you for being with us.
You're welcome.
Obviously, the Saudi women groups have been demanding such concessions for quite some time, but were you expecting them today?
We were not actually, and it came as a very blessed surprise. We were actually expecting something on the driving front, but not on the political rights.
Well, if I understand rightly, nothing has been said about driving,
has been. It's a bit. This is what actually we could say that we are still asking for a follow-up to these resolutions by the king to give also the driving another decree.
Just summarize for me exactly what has been given and how close does it come to matching your requests in the past?
We have been asking for women participation in the political process in Saudi Arabia, or political participation, and public participation wasn't allowed in Saudi except through two venues, which is the council, Shura Council, which is actually appointed fully, but without women, and the municipal councils, which are partly elected and partly appointed, and we have according to the bylaws, the right to vote and to stand for campaigns in those municipal councils, but they have not been implemented, nor at the beginning of when it kicked off in 2005, nor this time, although we've been campaigning for the last 7 years. So it is really it is a response. What the king has done today was a response to a long time demand by Saudi women.
And the question is, after all this time, why do you think he's done it now?
Well, our pressure wasn't that light. I believe the internal pressure of Saudi women who have raised their voices very loud in the last, especially in we can say that the Arab Spring has its effect. We can say also that the social network has an effect into this, but also Saudi women have materialized their organization quite fully during the last 6 or even 10 months.
How radical do you think this will prove to the men of Saudi Arabia? Because it would seem on the face of it that this could cause some trouble among the more traditional elements of Saudi society.
Well, it's a victorious decision for Saudi women to have the support of the king to our rights. I've been always calling for these reforms to be implemented and to be materialized, and we've been having all the different factions of Saudi society actually trying to be more royal than the king, and having the king now taking this position, it's really it gives us hope that we are at last we are part of. We are complete citizens, if we could put it this way. Citizenship wasn't complete for a long time for Saudi women, or it didn't exist. And one of the obstacles was the fact that we are not represented in any public sphere. And I think this is the time, but we hope, of course, that the implementation of these decisions are on the level of the decision, which means according to following complete equality between men and women in seats in the Shura or in the councils themselves.
Thank you very much indeed for talking to us. Hatoon Al Fassi.